Research Institute.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, everybody. The romance of security and economics, ladies and gentlemen, goes way back. Way back. Historians tell us that before the modern age, security was more akin to peace of mind, actually. It was more a spiritual matter, and largely a religious one. From around the feudal period, society's need for more objective security became visible, and with it, the willingness to pay for security. And the transition to modern times, as we know, saw the transformation of security into a commodity. Today, in our post-Cold War setting, security is not only inseparable from economics, it's unthinkable without it. In our time, security has become entirely industrialized. We look overwhelmingly to industrial innovation to give us solutions to security challenges. Societies put their trust in technology and in the hands of the industries that produce them. Now, at the same time, we can notice that the natural result of this kind of industrialization is a certain product differentiation of security. We see IT security, food security, airport security, human security, societal security, health security, legal security, home security, financial security, if you like. Tell me who you are, and I'll tell you how you're insecure and what security product you need from me. But research has shown that industrial production of security solution runs the risk of shifting the question of trust of people to trust of security technologies. Fighting various forms of threat leads in our time to solutions that tend to remove people from the security loop. We build walls, we construct fences, mount cameras, introduce biometric detection and tracking systems. These types of measures have many functions and prevent danger, without a doubt, to some degree, but they have the side effect of diminishing trust. Trust in others, trust in society, trust in our authorities, trust in ourselves. Less trust generates more insecurity, weakening our purpose here, our shared purpose. Now, what does this have to do with prosperity? Well, prosperity, as you know, is a rich and relatively ambivalent notion, and for this reason it's the kind of idea that social scientists detest and politicians adore. When we prosper, we flourish, we thrive, we have success and good fortune, good health, happiness, etc. Prosperity encompasses economic wealth, of course, but it gives something more to the notion of wealth. It gives a thickness, a meaningfulness, a substance. It gives something of culture, of tradition, a social function to the notion of purely economic wealth. So unlike notions like profitability, productivity, effectiveness, prosperity concerns not only monetary wealth, but the way people in society experience that wealth, live that wealth. In other words, a full order book, solid credit rating, full production does not mean prosperity unless it's accompanied by something meaningful. In other words, if we regard security as a search for social well-being, then security research is a noble quest indeed. However, if we understand security to be a contribution to a good quarterly result, then we're lost. Our society, as we all know, is understood as a liberal one. Both security and prosperity play key roles here. Historically, security has played a part in the evolution of the liberal market system and in the emergence, development, and maintenance of liberal society in general, the one that we're so very committed to preserving, all of us here. But as we also know, liberal society is fragile, even precarious. It's easily weakened or damaged. Remarkably, though, it is most often not weakened or damaged from outside, but from within, either by official, unofficial, legal, or illegal acts. In this sense, providing security against threats to our liberal society, liberal economies and markets, most often means providing security against what we are capable of doing to ourselves. Now, clearly, security is necessary to maintaining the prosperity of private enterprise. Obviously, if we understand security as stability, then a certain stability of prices is necessary for the prosperity of businesses, the regular flow of resources, of labor and raw materials is equally a question of security. Businesses also depend to some degree on the continuity of demand, which can be secure or insecure. It also concerns physical security, the rule of law, and social harmony of the society in which businesses operate. At the same time, though, we can see a reverse relationship. A certain kind of prosperity is indispensable for security. The security and well-being of society is enhanced by the success of businesses. Job security is served by economic prosperity. Tax revenues are increased. Investment is improved. And a certain economic security can be found in the knock-on effects of successful commerce. Security serves prosperity. Prosperity serves security. We also see in the liberal market system a strange double relationship to security. In a sense, we can't live with it, and we can't live without it. We can't live without security, of course, for the reasons just mentioned. It's the platform on which we carry out the business of everyday life. Security is an enclosure, a blanket in which we can live out our lives and do business. But on the other hand, liberal society nurtures a certain kind of insecurity. Uncertainty, as we know, is the starting point of the Western free market system. The public and private interest rate, the cost of borrowing money, varies according to the real or perceived uncertainty of future value. Money lenders lend money at higher rates in the face of greater uncertainty. Commodity prices are higher, consumer prices lower, all as a function of perceived or real uncertainty. Not security alone, but insecurity, in a strange way, is an immense driving force for investment and commerce in Western liberal societies. Enormous sectors of our economy solicit and serve, either directly or indirectly, the insecurity of individuals and groups. In terms of finance, but also industrial research and development, insecurity is big business. To conclude, the link between security and prosperity is best understood as two sides of the same European project. Both stem from a certain spirit of progress. On the one hand, Europe is the name of innovation, of scientific, technological excellence, economic modernization, encapsulated in a clear orientation toward the future. This is clearly the ethos that provides the impulse for the work of DG Enterprise. On the other hand, Europe is the name of a social, political, and even humanist project. It's the place where a set of core ideas about life, well-being, culture, society, and politics have been articulated and are maintained on the political playing field. Among these are the principles that form the foundation of all European culture, things like the right to life, dignity, individuality, various liberties, self-determination, etc. These are familiar to all of us. These two Europes are not two. They are one. Europe without both dimensions would not be Europe. No European will accept economic well-being and technological modernization without the human heartbeat. And no European is interested in humanist principles without their encapsulation in state-of-the-art scientific and economic institutions. The meeting place of these two faces of Europe is called prosperity. By assuming the responsibility of security research in Europe, DG Enter assumes the responsibility of nurturing prosperity, but prosperity understood as the marriage of economic wealth and human wealth. The good news is that security is not opposed to European social and human principles, and we're mistaken to focus a debate, as we so often do, on trade-offs, i.e. between industry, society, between liberty and security, between ethics and security. There's no contradiction between the idea of Europe and European security. On the contrary, European security can and should be the very embodiment of European principles. In other words, it's not in the philosophy seminars of European universities that Europe tests its mettle. It's here. It's in security research that Europe shows what it's really made of. It's here where we make the difficult choices about what security means in Europe. By choice or default, the security program in DG Enterprise is the moral testing ground of Europe today. It's where the airy principles of European construction meet the pavement. And it's where decisions are made about the role of people, rights, and responsibilities in the management of Europe's most dilemma-ridden challenge, the security of its own society. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much, Peter Burgess, for opening up this fascinating analysis of, in the end, this dialectical relationship between security and prosperity at the very heart of what it means to be Europe.